So I think the person who posted this out of frustration, not out of factual information. That it would make no sense for Unity to want to get indies out because that's their business. But I just want to use that as a jumping off point for talking about kind of some of the news on here and some of the kind of the hyperbolic ways people are covering it. Now, I jokingly said that I'm part of the creator program here now, right? Because I was kind of interested to see what that looks like. Because I really like the Twitch onboarding. They do some different things. It's not quite as clean as the Twitch one that really incentivizes you to good behavior of trying to encourage different things. Here's just a pretty classic. The more valid views you get, the more money you get, which is going to cause a lot of people to cover this in a very hyperbolic way. And that's going to work against us, right? So when you cover it in a very hyperbolic way, you will say things that nobody else is saying because they're not true or they're not valid or they're not just pertinent. But it will get you a lot of views because you're the only one saying that. So people will link to you and go, but this guy says. And so I've been trying to, when I post on something like this, is I go back and I look to see what people like Stephen Totilo over at Axios is saying and confirming, and kind of go to the journalists. Journalists have value, and this is why. So don't get all your news from here. Make sure you're reaching out, and like this is fun to have conversations here, to go back and forth, to frame it in a different way. But the underlying context, the underlying actual context of what we're talking about, it's really good to go kind of check up on the news, because also this is a changing story, right? Unity's already walked back some of these points or changed some of these points. And so now I hate that I didn't say the date in some of my videos, because people are going to come back and yell at me. I'm like, you're wrong. They're doing it. Yeah. But at the time, man, at the time, come on. All right, right. Because what we want to do is we want to apply pressure to Unity to change this in a way that is beneficial to small developers, indie developers, right? If you're EA, hey man, you go negotiate your own contract, right? I ain't gonna do that for you. But if you're a small indie developer wanting to make your first game on Steam, I see like some literally husband and wife teams. I'm always jealous of that. I am. But also it's nice having somebody, a partner who has no connection or care what's going on. So her day was like, well, nothing's going on. All right, but right, we want to affect change. And you affect change by presenting a reasonable argument against what they're doing or against. You don't always have to propose alternatives. Sometimes you do, right? Like, so I've gone to protests all my life, since the early 80s, right? And gone out and stand around and protested things. I mean, occasionally you do offer alternatives like Cleveland police don't shoot children. That's a good one. That's an alternative they can use. They don't. But like sometimes you just want to say like, hey, no, this is unfair. This is why, right? And explain it in a rational way. And so I get it. Occasionally you want to blow off steam. Occasionally you want to make jokes. And again, man, if you make it funny, I'm a sucker for that. And I kind of like, but also with the big influx of people on this topic, I try to read every comment directly towards me. I appreciate that. You took time out of your day to give me feedback or talk about this. I seriously appreciate that. I understand that. But as somebody who in the early or in the mid 90s ran a forum with the rule, you can do whatever you want as long as you don't bring it into the real world, that created a crazy toxic environment that stopped people from posting there. You learn. I learned in 1995 what Musk is learning in 2023. So to that end, if you see somebody being really toxic or caustic in the comments, you can DM me. It's helpful. I mean, I'm not trying to be super strict about this, but I do like people who disagree with me to have rational conversations with me about it so that I can understand better. I mean, like half the podcasts I listen to every day are from people I disagree with, just because they help me think about, my points of view. So there you go. So yeah, it's an ongoing discussion. I've already walked some stuff back. This is hyperbolic. No, Unity's not doing this. Not everybody's against AAA games. It's just, this is where we are, man. It's a crazy world. So I hope everybody's having a good day, and I'll talk to you later.